Everything changes in my life, and the world stays the same. Guard well your thoughts when alone and your words when accompanied. The words kept coming back to him, statement of a mystical truth and a palpable absurdity. The splendid thing about falling apart silently is that you can start over as many times as you like. Meditation is a way for nourishing and blossoming the divinity within you. A writer must teach himself that the basest of all things is to be afraid. Some people may not fully know this, but praying is also an amazing form of manifestation. In my opinion, it is the most powerful one. You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. It is an occupational hazard that anyone who has spent her life learning how to lie eventually becomes bad at telling the truth. Life is short. If you doubt me, ask a butterfly. Their average lifespan is a mere 5 to 14 days. Sometimes you need a little crisis to get your adrenaline flowing and help you realize your potential. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistakes. But to believe that getting stuff is the purpose and aim of life is madness. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. History is idle gossip about a happening whose truth is lost the instant it has taken place. In the end, Lex should have stuck to his lies, for it was the truth he almost told that killed him. I would rather die an individual than live my life as a clone. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go. It was like when you ripped a piece of paper into two. No matter how you tried, the seams never fit exactly right again. The world's greatest achievers have been those who have always stayed focused on their goals and have been consistent in their efforts. Business leaders make one of two mistakes: overestimating or underestimating their capabilities. Anything that smiles often needs to be reminded that the world is a cruel, dark place. You need to find a way to live your life that it doesn't make a mockery of your values. You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. Be noble like the sun. Let even those who resent you for shining benefit from your warmth. We spend money that we do not have, on things we do not need, to impress people who do not care. Treachery and violence are spears pointed at both ends. They wound those who resort to them worse than their enemies. Success to me is being happy, truly fulfilled, being proud of myself, and doing different things all the time. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Maybe other people will try to limit me, but I don't limit myself. Every time I plant a seed, he say kill it before it grow. He say kill it before they grow. Knowing your why is much more important than setting a random goal. When we cannot find the good things that we're looking for, let the good things that are looking for us find us. One must reach out and try to grasp this astonishing finesse, that the value of life cannot be estimated. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. I have never killed anybody, it is true, but it is because I lack the courage or the time, not because I lack the desire. Never allow others to create your world, because if you do, they will always make it too small. Once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Your mind must be stronger than your feelings. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. Nothing important is learned, it is simply remembered. A preoccupation with the next world clearly shows an inability to cope credibly with this one. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Some roses grow through concrete. Remember that. It's always hard to lose somebody. It leaves a hole in your heart that never grows back. Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. If you took the monster's point of view, everything they did made perfect sense. The trick was learning to think like a monster. People soon get tired of things that aren't boring, but not of what is boring. You endure what is unbearable and you bear it. That is all. You are not just for the right or left, but for what is right over the wrong. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. Nevertheless, life and death are mysterious states, and we know little of the resources of either. Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. If a man is to live, he must be all alive, body, soul, mind, heart, spirit. There are no lungs like the ones that breathe poetry. Stay calm in times of trouble and all the turbulence around you will obey you. Men have two greatest fears. The first fear is the fear of being needed, and the second fear is the fear of not being needed. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. He was attractive. I knew that. And I knew that attractive people always got away with things. It is by no means an irrational fancy that, in a future existence, we shall look upon what we think our present existence as a dream. You need mountains. Long staircases don't make good hikers. Imagining something is better than remembering something. I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. Never apologize for showing feeling. When you do so, you apologize for the truth. This body is fragile. It is just flesh. Listen to the heartbeat. Life depends on the pumping of a muscle. If you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. Life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. It takes drive and focus to move from potential to reality. If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. I know that others had a similar road, but that doesn't make it any less easy. I had no idea it was this hard to play the role of a unique card. Sometimes a flame must level a forest to ash before new growth can begin. People who work in an environment where doing their best is recognized have a better chance of feeling good about their work. We are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. If beautiful lilies bloom in ugly waters, you too can blossom in ugly situations. We strive for harmony, but it is not always realized. When you came, you cried, and everybody smiled with joy. When you go, smile and let the world cry for you. Skill is only developed by hours and hours of work. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you. Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. You do not write your life with words. You write it with actions. What you think is not important. It is only important what you do. You normally have to be bashed about a bit by life to see the point of daffodils, sunsets, and uneventful nice days. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. Myth is much more important and true than history. History is just journalism, and you know how reliable that is. Everyone kept telling me not to worry, someone will do something. No one did, so I became someone and did something. If we thought more for ourselves, we would have very many more bad books and very many more good ones. Every immigrant who comes here should be required within 5 years to learn English or leave the country. Even though our time in this life is temporary, if we live well enough, our legacy will last forever. People will always have opinions about your decision because they're not courageous enough to take action on their opinion. Prayer is the mortar that holds our house together. We cannot face up to what lies ahead without facing up to what lies within. Serious thinkers are few, and the world is ruled by crude ideas. Every challenge you face today makes you stronger tomorrow. The challenge of life is intended to make you better, not bitter. Everyday gratitude sweetens what appears flavorless and brightens all that appears dim. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them.